Hello and welcome once again. This week we're going to be having a look at transposing a song from one key to another. There are a couple of reasons why you'd want to do this. The first is that you may find the chords are too difficult. You pick up a song on the internet or you see it in a book and you think, I can't play those chords on my ukulele very well, but if I transpose it into a different key, then I can play the chords. So that's one of the reasons. One of the other reasons is that you may find it a little bit difficult to sing. Everybody sings in a different pitch, boys and girls, obviously all the way from a soprano down to a bass. But so you may find that your pitch is a little bit difficult, doesn't quite fit the song. And if you transpose it into a key that suits your voice, you'll find it much easier to sing along to. So what do we mean by the keys of the song? The key of a song is defined by the first chord of the song. You'll find that nearly all the songs we have start and finish on the same chord, and that will be the key of the song. There are one or two exceptions where they don't, but in general, that's if it's not the first chord, it'll always be the last chord that you play. Pretty much that will define what key it's in. So what do we mean by what key is it in? Well, here's an example of the key of C. And you'll see here that the root is C, so that's the root note is C, and then you just count the notes of the 12 notes of an octave across. So you've got C, C sharp, D, E flat, E, F sharp, etc., etc., right across. So those are the 12 notes of the key of C. And then if you start, so for example, in the key of G, you would start with G and then you'd count across. And you'll see along the top there are numbers, and these numbers relate to the chord below them. So that way you can always refer to a number within a key and you'll know which note it is. It's all a bit complicated, this. You don't really need to know all about this, but it just helps perhaps to understand it. So that's C and G, and there's D as well. So you start with D and go across and just counting the letters. So here you've got all the notes within the various keys. But we don't use all of those notes within a key because some don't harmonize very well within the key. And so we have a series of notes here that are considered to be the ones that are within the key. And the first thing that will probably jump out at you is if you look at the key of C, the root is C, and then the third and the fourth notes in the key of C are F and G, which you know very well. So we've played lots of songs with C, F and G in it, and that's the reason why. So the root, third and fourth notes of a key are the chords that we play. So we're going to look at a song this week called Buffalo Girls, which has 3 key changes in it. And here's Buffalo Girls. I've sent you a copy of that. And you'll see that you've got the C7th and the F up at the top. And then the key changes down on the third verse, and it changes from D to G. So it goes from C7th and F to D7th and G, and then changes again on the second chorus to A7th and D. And then goes back to C7th and F at the top. Might seem a little complicated, but actually it's not. It's fairly simple, really. But all it's doing is just changing key halfway through the song. Loads and loads of songs change keys, particularly at the end, towards the end of a song. They might just change a key to just give it a bit of an uplift at the end. And somebody like Celine Dion changes key all the time, pretty much. So how do we do this, changing the keys? Well, I have included in your email this week how to make a transposing wheel, and you can make it. It's a bit Blue Peterish, but it looks like that. Okay, so you've got 2 circles and one revolves around the other. Okay, so this one revolves around here. So for example, if we were going to do, let's have a look again at the Buffalo Girls. we've got C seventh and F at the top, and we're going to change that to D seventh and G. Right, so if we're going to change from the C seventh and F to the D seventh and G, what we do is we take the wheel here and we move F opposite the G. So we're going to change from F, key of F, to the key of G. And there you see it along the side there, F and G. We move the wheel around so it fits there. Now, this is the trick, is don't move it. Don't move the wheel. Because now what we want to do is see, well, what happens to C then? And you can see down the bottom here, this bit here, that bit there, that C becomes a D. Turn it around a bit. Don't move it. So C becomes a D. So F becomes a G, and then C becomes a D. And you'll notice that this is a C seventh and a D seventh. So all the suffixes, all the bits that come at the end of a chord, will stay exactly the same. So in this case it's a C seventh, it becomes a D seventh. If it was a minor, it would become a minor. If it was a sustained fourth, it would become a whatever. So that, a sustained fourth, of course. So the suffixes stay the same. And in this way you can go through each chord and just read off what you want to do, what the equivalent is. So the next one we've got is a D seventh to a G. So in this particular case we can take the G and move it to a D. So we return this round so that the G is now opposite the D. I like that. So there's the D, there's the G and the D is there. And we know that a D seventh becomes an A seventh, and that's under my thumb there, my finger there rather. So the D is now opposite the A. So D seventh becomes A seventh. This is quite old-fashioned technology really, but it does work. So have a go with that. You can. I've included a bit of blurb with the PDF, and I've included a printout of this as well. So all you need to do is just print it out on a bit of card. You can laminate it if you like, and then put one of those clips through, and it allows it to rotate round like that. A very useful bit of old-fashioned technology. All right, I hope you understood all that. All right, see you next time.